You've spent so long trying to fix yourself that you've forgotten what it feels like to simply be whole. Every morning, you search your body for what still hurts, what still isn't right, what still needs repair. But what if today you stopped trying and started acting as though you were already healed? Healing begins the moment you stop identifying with the wound. When you say, "I am broken," your body believes you. When you whisper, "I am healed," every cell listens. Your body is not your enemy, it is your messenger. And right now, it is asking for new instructions. For years, you may have said, "When I'm well, I'll live again." But the truth is reversed. When you live again, you become well. When you smile, stretch, breathe, and move as though freedom already fills you, your body learns the pattern of health and starts to mirror it. I know you have tried everything, doctors, books, supplements, endless searching, and still the pain remains like an old friend who won't leave. But pain is not punishment. It is the body's cry for love, waiting for you to answer gently instead of with fear. So place a hand on the place that hurts. Whisper, "I love you. Thank you for staying with me. You can relax now." Feel the ease spread through that small act. Healing is never forced. It unfolds when you stop fighting and begin listening with tenderness. You were not meant to spend your life waiting for a diagnosis to free you. You were meant to walk in the knowing that your thoughts shape the chemistry of your blood, the rhythm of your heart, the strength of your immune system. Your beliefs are the medicine. Every time you affirm, "I am healed," you teach your subconscious what to create. Every repetition becomes a seed, every seed a new cell, every new cell a piece of evidence that wholeness is already happening within you. Speak it often. Your body is listening. There is a law in this universe. The body obeys the mind that loves. When you speak to yourself with kindness, the organs soften, the tension releases, the immune system awakens. When you scold yourself, the body hides. Speak love, and it returns to harmony. Think of the moments you felt truly peaceful, watching sunlight, hearing laughter, feeling grateful for no reason. Those moments are medicine. When you recreate that feeling deliberately, you invite healing chemicals to dance through you. Peace heals faster than pressure. Many believe healing takes years, but what if time was only a belief? Some heal in an instant, not because the illness vanished suddenly, but because they stopped resisting life. They chose peace now, and peace now is the shortest road to recovery. If you continue to act as the wounded one, life will mirror that role back to you. But if you rise each morning and act as the healed one, smiling, blessing, trusting, the universe rearranges itself to match your new identity. The outer must follow the inner. Let go of the question, "When will I heal?" Replace it with, "How can I love myself today?" Love is the most powerful healer on this planet. It dissolves guilt, releases fear, and restores order to chaos. Love is the light that re-educates every cell to thrive again. Perhaps you fear that claiming healing means denying reality, but faith is not denial, it is decision. You decide that your body's story will be rewritten by love, not by memory. The past describes you, it does not define you. Each breath writes a new script. You may have believed that illness makes you weak, but illness has been your teacher. It brought you here, to this moment of awareness, to this turning point where you learn to speak differently, think differently, live differently. You are graduating now. Act as though the healing has already occurred. Dress as though energy runs freely through you. Walk as though gratitude carries your steps. Speak as though joy were your native language. Life responds to such faith. It multiplies whatever you embody. If doubts arise, and they will smile at them, say, "Thank you for trying to protect me, but I am safe now." Then breathe deeply and return to the knowing. I am healed, I am free, I am whole. Repeat until it feels natural, until your heart believes what you say. Imagine your future self standing before you, radiant, strong, calm. She says, "Thank you for acting as if. Thank you for believing before you saw." Every time you practice this today, you borrow power from that future self until you and she become one. You are not waiting for a miracle, you are performing one. Each loving thought is surgery without pain, medicine without side effects. Every moment you choose peace instead of fear, the universe rearranges molecules in your favor. Healing is happening now. So breathe, place both hands over your heart and whisper, "I am healed and free." Say it slowly with reverence. Again, "I am healed and free." Feel your body sigh in agreement. This is how transformation begins, not in effort, but in acceptance. The mind that made pain through fear can unmake it through love. You are not a victim of your past thoughts. You are the author of new ones. And today, you are writing health, ease, and joy into every line of your being. Do not wait another sunrise to claim your power. The act of believing is itself the cure. The more you practice the posture of wellness, the more your cells align with that vibration. Life loves you. It has been waiting for your permission to prove it. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Speak kindly to yourself, act kindly towards your body, and imagine yourself already whole. The moment you do, healing begins to echo through every cell. You were never broken. You are only learning how to love. My darling, I want to begin by inviting you to lay down every idea you have carried about being the sick one, the fragile one, or the broken one. These words were never the truth of who you are. They were only descriptions born from moments of fear, repeated so often that they began to feel like a kind of identity. They settled around you like a heavy coat someone once placed on your shoulders, and you forgot that you could simply slip out of it. There was a time, long before you learned to judge your body, when you lived in a natural state of trust. When you were very small, you awoke each morning with openness, greeting the day with curiosity. You did not question your worth, nor did you measure your value by how you felt physically. You simply existed in harmony with yourself. You breathed without fear. You moved without suspicion. You trusted your body the way a bird trusts its wings. Yet as you grew, you learned to look at your body through the eyes of others. You were told to be careful, to watch out, to behave, to silence your impulses. You heard adults speak of illness as punishment, of pain as something shameful, frightening. Little by little, you began to believe that discomfort meant you had done something wrong. You began to mistrust your sensations, as though your own body were a mischievous creature waiting to betray you. It is astonishing how deeply childhood teachings shape the way we view ourselves decades later. A single comment from long ago can echo for years. Soon you found yourself repeating small thoughts, harmless at first, but persistent. I don't feel my best. Something feels off. Perhaps something is wrong with me. And as these thoughts returned, day after day, they carved grooves inside the mind like water shaping stone. What began as "I feel unwell" quietly transformed into "I am unwell." Beliefs are simply thoughts you practice. An identity is simply a belief repeated until you no longer question it. When you say to yourself, "This is who I am," the body listens. The cells gather around that statement and begin to behave as though it were a command. You did not notice this happening. No one taught you that the body responds to the stories you tell about it, but it has been listening all along. Today we begin something new, not through force or struggle, but through kindness. I want you to imagine your body not as an enemy you must tame, but as a faithful servant who has carried the weight of your fears, your rushing, your tension, and your worries with remarkable devotion. Consider how hard it has worked to keep you moving, breathing, living. even when you spoke harshly about it or ignored its quiet pleas for rest. The body is not a broken machine. It is a friend who has been trying to help you with the tools it had. When it hurts, it is speaking. When it tightens, it is calling for comfort. When it slows down, it is asking you to pause. When you understand this, you begin to talk to it differently. A tone of gentleness enters your thoughts. You shift from demanding to listening, from criticizing to comforting. Many people come to me and say, "But Louise, if I stop identifying as the sick one, who am I?" And I smile with tenderness because this question is already a doorway to healing. Illness can become a familiar story, a companion we never wished for but learned to live with. Sometimes, without meaning to, we cling to that story because it gives us a role in life. Yet you are far more than any illness or label. You are the life within the body, not the condition surrounding it. Take a moment now to recall times in your life when you forgot your illness, perhaps during laughter with a friend, when beauty caught your breath, or when love wrapped around you like a soft blanket. In those moments, you were not holding the identity of the wounded one. You were simply yourself, open, present, alive. These moments are proof that your essence is greater than any diagnosis. Your wholeness has always been there, waiting beneath the noise of worry. Healing begins with remembering that truth, not inventing it, remembering it. Now, my darling, I want to introduce you to a gentle idea, one that has changed countless lives. It is the practice of acting as if, not pretending, not denying, but quietly stepping into the awareness that beneath every fear, every ache, every story of limitation, there is a deeper self untouched by illness. Acting as if means allowing that deeper self to guide your choices instead of the frightened voice of memory. Let me be very clear, you do not have to force yourself to believe you are healed when your mind still clings to doubt. Force has no place in healing. What I ask of you is much simpler. Be willing. Willingness opens doors that certainty cannot. Willingness says, perhaps I am not as broken as I once believed. Willingness says, maybe there is more strength in me than I have seen. Willingness says, what if wholeness has been waiting for my attention? This small willingness begins a quiet shift inside you. You feel less like a victim of your body and more like a partner in its journey. You begin to wonder what it might feel like to walk through your day with a little less fear. You start noticing when you speak about yourself in ways that shrink your spirit. You pause before repeating old stories that never truly served you. As you practice this, you will discover that the body responds beautifully to encouragement. When you say, I am willing to see myself as whole, a warmth spreads through you. When you say, a deeper part of me has always been safe, something loosens inside the chest, as though a tight knot has begun to unravel. These are not coincidences. These are signs that your inner self recognizes the truth in your words. Let me guide you through a few simple affirmations of identity, gentle, non-demanding, and deeply powerful. I am willing to see myself as whole. I am willing to release the idea that I am broken. There is a part of me that has always been safe. My true self is untouched by fear. Wholeness lives within me now. You do not need to shout these words. Whisper them softly. Let them drift through your thoughts like sunlight through a window. Every repetition plants a seed. Seeds do their work quietly beneath the surface, long before the first sprout appears. Now, I want you to reflect on how effortlessly you accepted negative thoughts in the past. When something hurt, you quickly said, I must be getting worse, or my body is failing me. You believed those statements with ease, not because they were true, but because you had practiced believing them. In the same way, with patient repetition, you can begin believing thoughts of healing, ease, and renewal. Picture the body as a room filled with old furniture, fear in one corner, doubt in another, the memory of past pain along the walls. You do not fix this room by tearing it apart. You gently open the windows. You let fresh air move through it. You bring in softer light. One day you discover that one piece of old furniture no longer belongs, and you carry it outside. Another day you find the courage to remove something else. Over time, the room transforms, not through force, but through steady, loving attention. This is what we are doing with your body and your mind. We are opening the windows. We are letting in fresh thought. We are bringing in kinder words. And the most beautiful part is that your body already knows how to respond. It has been waiting for permission. It has been waiting for you to speak to it as the beloved friend it is. When you begin acting as though healing is possible, even in the smallest ways, the body listens with recognition. Imagine now, just for a moment, rising from your bed in the morning with a little more softness. You sit up, place your hand gently over your heart, and breathe. You say quietly, I am willing to begin this day with peace. You stand slowly, not bracing yourself for pain, but allowing yourself to move with curiosity. You dress yourself with care, as though preparing for something good. These small acts are the first steps of acting as if. Throughout the day, you notice moments when you would normally describe yourself as the wounded one. Instead, you pause. You choose a new thought, not to deny what is happening, but to guide it. You say, I am learning to trust my body. You say, my body and I are on the same side. You begin to soften into the truth that you are not fighting yourself, you are healing yourself. Your body hears every whisper, it responds to your tone. Fear tightens, love loosens, criticism contracts, acceptance opens. The body does not need perfection to heal, it needs safety. And safety begins with the way you speak to yourself. Let us linger here a little longer, because this is the heart of transformation. When you stop telling the story of brokenness, even for a moment, something inside you stirs. A quiet strength rises. A sense of identity begins to shift. You may feel a small spark of self-recognition, as though remembering a part of yourself you thought you lost long ago. You were never broken, my darling. You were simply overwhelmed by years of fear that were never yours to carry. As we close this first part of our journey, place your hands gently over your heart. Feel the warmth of your own touch. Breathe slowly. Whisper these words, I am willing to remember my wholeness. I am willing to see beyond my fears. My true self is safe and strong. I am ready to live as though healing is possible. I am whole beneath everything I have believed. Let these words settle into you. Let them become the first soft notes of a new identity, one that has been waiting patiently for your attention. My darling, I want you to understand something that can change your entire experience of being alive. Every thought you think is a messenger. Each one carries an instruction, a tone, a feeling, and your body listens with exquisite sensitivity. When you say, even in passing, I am tired, the cells take note. When you whisper to yourself, I am weak, they respond. When you sigh, I am beyond repair, the body feels the weight of those words and tries to shape itself around them, believing it is only serving you. This is not cause for fear, it is cause for hope. For the very same body that responds to statements of weariness also responds to whispers of comfort. When you say, I am healing, the cells lean forward to receive the message. When you say, I am safe, the breath deepens. When you say, I am loved, a quiet warmth begins to move through you. The body does not resist love the way it resists fear. Love softens it. Love teaches it a new rhythm. I like to think of the body as a beautiful garden. Thoughts are the seeds. Some seeds grow into fragrant blossoms. Others grow into weeds that tangle and choke. Most of us planted our gardens without knowing what we were doing. We repeated fearful thoughts because we heard them from others. We rehearsed old worries because they felt familiar. Before we knew it, the garden became crowded with plants we never intended to grow. But here is the miracle. Gardens can be tended. Soil can be enriched. Weeds can be gently removed. And new seeds, loving seeds, can be planted at any time. The moment you begin offering your body kinder thoughts, you begin changing the soil in which your health grows. Healing is a tender gardener, pulling out what no longer serves, planting what does, watering it with repetition and warmth. Fear has a physical effect. When you think fearfully, the muscles tighten as though bracing for a blow. Breathing becomes shallow, as if the body expects danger. Digestion slows, waiting for safety to return. Sleep becomes restless, because the mind is still guarding itself. These are not signs of failure. They are signs that the body is trying to protect you. It believes the fearful thoughts and reacts accordingly. But loving thoughts have their own physical magic. When you speak gently to yourself, the shoulders drop a little, the belly relaxes, the jaw loosens. The breath finds a deeper path. It may be subtle at first, but the body hears the shift in tone. It recognizes kindness the way a flower recognizes sunlight. You may not see rapid changes, but you will feel moments of relief, a loosening here, a softening there. These are the first whispers of healing. Let us try something together. Place your hands on the place in your body that aches or feels weak. Perhaps it is a shoulder that has carried too many burdens. Perhaps it is the stomach where old fear has settled. Perhaps it is the heart, bruised by worry. Wherever it is, rest your warm hands there. Let your touch be gentle, like holding a small bird. And now, say softly, I am here with you, I thank you. You may rest now. Feel how the body responds. It might sigh, it might warm beneath your touch. It might release something small and subtle. It might give no sign at all, yet still feel your words the way a child feels a mother's hand. Your body has been waiting for kindness. It has been longing for this tone. Over the years, I have heard so many stories of people who lived in constant self-criticism. They scolded their bodies for every ache. They looked in the mirror with disappointment. They approached illness like a battle, as though fighting themselves would somehow bring relief. But when they began blessing their bodies instead of attacking them, remarkable changes occurred. Aches softened, sleep improved, energy returned in small, brave steps. Not because they forced healing, but because they created an inner climate in which healing could bloom. You may not realize how often you speak unkindly to your body. Perhaps you glance at yourself in the mirror and immediately judge. Perhaps you wake each morning expecting pain, rehearsing disappointment before the day begins. Perhaps you compare yourself to others and withdraw into quiet resentment. My darling, none of this is your fault. You learned these habits from a world that did not know how powerful thoughts truly are. But now that you know, you can begin anew. The next time you look into a mirror, pause before the old thoughts arise. Look gently. Meet your own gaze the way you would meet the gaze of someone you love. Say thank you for all you have carried. Say you have done your best. Say, I am learning to care for you. These small blessings turn mirrors into portals of healing. The truth is simple. The body responds far more quickly to love than to fear. Fear shuts doors, love opens them. Fear contracts, love expands. Even if symptoms remain for a while, each loving thought is a quiet rearrangement within you, a shift you may not see but can already feel. Healing does not always announce itself with loud fanfare. Sometimes it begins with a single breath that feels easier than the one before. Let us plant a few new seeds together, small phrases the body will eagerly receive. My body is learning a new way. Every day my cells respond to love. I speak peace, and my body hears me. I am teaching my body to relax. My body and I are on the same side. Repeat them softly. Allow them to drift through your mind without effort. These are not commands, they are invitations. The body responds best when it feels invited, not ordered, when it is spoken to with compassion, not fear. You may wonder, how can these simple words make a difference? But consider how words of criticism have shaped your experience. A single harsh comment can echo for years. A single fearful diagnosis can change the way you breathe. If negative words can influence the body so deeply, imagine what loving words can do, especially when repeated with sincerity. My dear, you do not need to understand every detail of the body to help it heal. You do not need to study complex systems or memorize explanations. Healing is not found in intellectual mastery. Healing is found in gentleness. Your task is simply to provide your body with a steady stream of kind, peaceful thoughts. Life, the great intelligence that runs every heartbeat and every cell, will take care of the rest. Imagine now that your thoughts are raindrops falling gently on soil. Each drop softens the earth, makes it more receptive, more nurturing. Over time, roots begin to grow where none could grow before. The soil becomes rich, new life emerges. This is the way healing happens, slowly, quietly, through repetition, through love. There may be moments when you feel discouraged, moments when the body seems slow to respond, moments when fearful thoughts rise again, uninvited. In those moments, speak even more gently. Say, "It is all right, I am learning." Say, "My body is doing the best it can today." Say, "I love you and I am here." Fear cannot survive long in the presence of loving attention. Let us continue to explore how love changes the body. Imagine a frightened child hiding under a table. If you shout, the child hides deeper. If you criticize, the child trembles. But if you kneel down, soften your voice, and say, "You are safe, come here," the child slowly emerges. The body behaves much the same way. It relaxes in the presence of reassurance. It trusts kindness. Place your hand again on your heart or stomach or wherever you need comfort. Let your breath deepen. Let your shoulders soften. Whisper, "I am teaching my body a new language." Feel what happens inside you. Even if the change is small, it is real. Healing often begins with such small stirrings. Most people believe the body is separate from the mind, that one is a physical machine and the other is a cloud of thoughts with no real influence. But this is not true. The mind and body are partners, dancing together in every moment. What the mind thinks, the body feels. What the body feels, the mind interprets. They move as one. And when one changes its rhythm, the other follows. That is why this work is so powerful. When you think loving thoughts, you are not merely thinking, you are nourishing. You are instructing, you are shaping. You are awakening the innate intelligence within your cells, the intelligence that knows exactly how to mend, restore, and renew. Let me share something that may bring you comfort. The body always moves toward healing when conditions allow it. It strives for balance. It reaches toward harmony. It does not cling to illness out of stubbornness. It simply responds to the signals it receives. When you shift those signals from fear to love, the body gladly moves toward the light. Perhaps you have moments when you feel frustrated with yourself, when you think, "I should be better by now," or "Why is this taking so long?" These thoughts tighten the body. They send messages of urgency and disappointment. Instead, try, saying, "I am healing in the perfect way," or "My body knows the right pace," or "I allow myself to rest in patience." These thoughts create space for healing to unfold more naturally. I want you to feel something important. You and your body are not enemies. You are companions walking the same path. The body is not betraying you, it is communicating with you. It asks for rest when exhausted, nourishment when depleted, comfort when frightened. Listen to these messages with affection. They will guide you toward choices that support your well-being. Let me give you another affirmation, one that has helped many people restore a sense of harmony. My body is my friend. We learn together, we heal together, we move toward peace together. Say these words whenever you feel discouraged. They will remind you that you are not alone in your healing. Now imagine standing in a warm, gentle stream of light. This light surrounds you, flows through you, fills you with ease. Imagine that each thought you release into this light becomes part of its warmth. As you think loving thoughts, the light brightens. As you think peaceful thoughts, it softens. As you think healing thoughts, it strengthens. Your thoughts shape the quality of this light, and the light shapes the quality of your health. This is the living truth. The body obeys the loving mind. It responds to each kind word, each gentle breath, each forgiving thought. Healing is not a distant dream. It is the natural result of treating yourself with love. My darling, you are learning to send new messages to your body, messages of hope, peace, and trust. These messages will guide your cells toward renewal. They will teach your nervous system to rest. They will show your breath how to open, and slowly, beautifully, the body will begin to follow. My darling, so many beautiful souls postpone their lives because they believe they must wait for a perfect moment of perfect health before they may feel joy or take part in the world again. They say, when I am well, I will live, and they do not see that life waits for no condition. Life knocks each day asking to be let in, and healing grows stronger when you step gently into the day instead of waiting outside of it. You do not have to leap into grand activities or pretend to feel what you do not yet feel. Living as the healed self begins with the smallest steps. It may be as simple as stretching your arms slowly, allowing a breath of morning air to reach your chest, or letting the sunlight touch your face before you speak a single word. Healing is not found in pushing. It is nurtured in willingness. The smallest gesture of willingness carries more power than 1,000 strained efforts. There is a great difference between forcing yourself to be positive and quietly choosing one kinder thought. Forced brightness has no roots. It collapses under the first breeze of fear. But a single gentle thought, chosen sincerely, sends a whisper of comfort through your body. It says, we are not in danger. We may soften a little, and when the body softens, healing becomes possible in ways you may not yet see. Let us imagine your morning. Instead of rising with dread, you place your feet on the floor and pause. You place a hand over your heart. You breathe slowly. You say, I am willing to begin this day with ease. There is no demand in that sentence, no struggle, only willingness. And the body hears it, the breath deepens, the shoulders release. The day opens like a flower awakened by dawn. Each day offers countless moments in which you may practice living as the healed self. When you prepare your clothes, choose something that brings you a small sense of dignity or comfort. When you eat, bless your food and invite it to nourish you. When you step outside, even if only for a moment, greet the sky as though it were greeting you. These are not trivial actions, they are quiet declarations of life. Identity of the healed one is not created in a single breakthrough. It is woven slowly, lovingly, through choices that may seem insignificant but are in fact the threads of a new self. The way you rise from bed, the way you touch your body, the tone in which you speak to yourself, the manner in which you meet, each small task, all of these teach your body a gentler way to live. You may say, but Louise, how can I act healed when pain still lingers? Acting healed does not deny the body's present state. It simply chooses the teacher. Will you let fear teach you today, or will you let love teach you? Will you let the memory of old discomfort command your steps, or will you allow your inner self to lead with quiet strength? You are not pretending, you are remembering. Let me guide you through a simple scene. Imagine yourself preparing a meal. Instead of rushing or bracing yourself, you move slowly with presence. Your breath stays open, your shoulders soften, your mind says, I am learning to trust my body. This single thought changes your posture, it changes your expression, it changes the way the body organizes itself around your intention. This is living as the healed self. Perhaps you walk down a hallway, perhaps only a few steps. You lift your chin slightly, you allow your arms to swing lightly. You walk not as someone expecting struggle, but as someone practicing grace. The steps may be small, but the shift is immense. Each step says to the body, see, we can move with gentleness, and the body listens. It remembers the ease it once knew. There may be moments when you do not feel strong. In those moments, imagine your healed self standing before you, calm, radiant, steady. She does not rush. She does not strain. She extends her hand and whispers, come with me. I know the path. She does not demand perfection. She guides you with love. You may borrow her strength for as long as you need. Let us explore the power of inner rehearsal. In your mind, lift your arms with ease. In your mind, walk a little farther than usual. In your mind, breathe deeply without tension. The body responds to imagined movements almost as clearly as it responds to physical ones. Every gentle mental rehearsal teaches the body what is possible. You are writing new instructions on the inside. Many people live in fear of their own bodies. They move with caution, speak with hesitation, guard themselves even when resting. But you may begin releasing that fear by taking one unguarded breath. One moment of letting your shoulders fall. One moment of trusting that your body is not an adversary but a companion learning alongside you. Living as the healed self means allowing the body to feel safe again. Now let us bring in the mirror, one of the most powerful tools for creating a new identity. Stand before your reflection, not to judge, not to measure, but to meet yourself. Look into your own eyes and say, I am learning to live as a healed person. This sentence alone begins to break the old spell. Say, I am willing to see myself as strong. Let the words linger in the air. Let your image receive them gently. Mirror work is a doorway into a new life. Your reflection becomes a witness to your healing. Every kind word you speak to yourself plants a seed in the garden of your subconscious. The more loving the words, the more quickly new blossoms appear. You may not see immediate results, but deep within, roots are taking hold. Something in you is changing. Let me guide you through another simple scene. You walk past a mirror during the day. Instead of looking away, you pause. You smile softly. You say, I am doing well. You say, I am learning. These words turn rather ordinary moments into medicine. Over time, your reflection begins to show less fear and more light. Life responds not only to your actions, but to your inner tone. When you expect good, good finds its way to you. When you expect improvement, improvement comes in small but meaningful ways. When you carry yourself as one who is healing, the world rearranges itself to match your new posture. You begin noticing supportive people, comforting experiences, and gentle opportunities where once you saw only obstacles. The universe listens to the music of your heart. When that music is composed of fear, you hear echoes of fear around you. When it is composed of hope, hope returns in many forms. Living as the healed self is a way of tuning your inner instrument. It aligns your thoughts, your breath, your choices, and your expectations with the possibility of wholeness. Let me give you a few affirmations that support this new way of living. Today, I walk as one who is recovering. I take part in this day gently. I allow myself to enjoy moments of peace. My life is unfolding now, not later. I'm willing to walk in trust. Repeat them as often as you like. Let them echo lightly within you. They do not demand dramatic change. They invite quiet transformation. Healing is not a straight path. Some days you will feel open and full of calm. Other days may feel heavy or slow. But even on slower days, you may still practice living as the healed self in small ways, softening your breath, choosing kinder thoughts, placing a hand over your heart, blessing your food, speaking gently to your body. These small acts create consistency, and consistency builds identity. Imagine again your healed self. She is not someone far away. She is not a future version waiting in the distance. She is here now, within you, whispering guidance. She is the part of you untouched by fear, untouched by illness, untouched by old stories. She knows your strength. She knows your worth. She knows the path home. When you act as the healed self, you allow her to step forward. Let us explore how ordinary experiences can become part of your healing. When you wash your hands, imagine cleansing old fears. When you drink water, imagine nourishment flowing into every cell. When you lay your head on your pillow, imagine your body resting in the cradle of life itself. These small symbols become powerful forces. They transform each day into a sacred ritual of renewal. You may feel tempted to rush or judge your progress, but remember, the body thrives in calm, not pressure. Living as the healed self means pacing yourself with kindness. It means saying, I choose to rest now, or I will move slowly, or I trust the process unfolding within me. There is no need to prove anything to anyone, not even to yourself. There may be moments when the old voice rises and says, this is foolish, or nothing is changing, or why bother? When this voice appears, do not fight it. Fighting strengthens it. Instead, place a gentle hand over your heart and say, I hear you fear, but I choose love now. And then breathe. Each breath becomes a small victory. Let us pause and breathe together. Inhale deeply, as though drawing in the warmth of the sun. Exhale softly, as though releasing years of tension. Again, let your breath be a reminder that you are alive, and being alive means you are capable of change. Every breath is a new beginning. Now let us imagine a simple walking meditation. You take one step and say silently, I am healing. Another step, I am learning. Another step, I am willing. These steps may be small, but each one reprograms your inner rhythm. Each one teaches your cells a new pattern, the pattern of hope. Let us imagine a moment of laughter. Even if it is small or brief, it arrives like a ray of sunlight breaking through clouds. Laughter is one of the greatest healers. It tells the body we are safe. It opens the chest. It brightens the face. It loosens old tension. Even a smile carries healing power. Allow yourself moments of lightness. They are not signs of denial. They are signs of life. Living as the healed self means letting joy in, even when your mind says you must wait. Joy does not require perfect conditions. It requires only openness, and joy is medicine. Now, place your hands gently over your heart once more. Feel your warmth. Feel the steady rhythm. Speak softly. I am learning to live as the healed self. I welcome small moments of peace. I allow my heart to guide me. I am willing to see myself as strong. Healing is happening within me now. Let these words sink into the deepest parts of you. Let them settle like seeds in rich soil. You are already living pieces of your new identity. With each kind breath, with each gentle thought, with each moment of trust, you strengthen the path beneath your feet. My darling, healing cannot be separated from the act of releasing what no longer belongs to you. The body carries memories the mind has tried to forget. Every unspoken grievance, every unresolved sorrow, every moment of guilt or disappointment has left a small imprint upon your cells. These are not punishments, they are simply reminders of where tenderness is needed. So many people believe they are failing when illness lingers, but often the body is holding stories that have never been given permission to be laid down. Not because you wish to carry them, but because no one showed you how to release them. You did what you could with the knowledge you had. Now, with gentleness, we open a new chapter. There are burdens tucked inside the body that the mind has long avoided. The heart remembers the words spoken in anger. The stomach remembers the moments you swallowed your truth. The throat remembers the times you silenced yourself to keep peace. The muscles remember every time you tightened in fear. And the body, being loyal, keeps holding these memories, hoping one day you will notice them and set them free. We do not blame ourselves for illness. Blame has no place in healing. But we may lovingly acknowledge that carrying unresolved anger, guilt, or sorrow keeps the body in a state of quiet tension. Healing requires space, and tension fills that space. When you release resentment even a little, you create room for light. When you forgive yourself or others, you open windows where air may finally move. Let us begin gently. I invite you to recall, only as much as feels safe, someone or something in your past that still weighs on your heart. You do not need to relive the pain. You simply acknowledge its presence. Imagine placing this memory in a soft, warm light, the kind of light that does not judge or scold. See it resting there, held with care, then whisper, I am willing to release you. I choose peace for myself now. Willingness is enough. You do not have to force forgiveness. You do not have to pretend all is well. You simply offer a gentle opening. The body feels this opening like a window cracked after years of being shut. Fresh air begins to move through you, subtle but real. You may not notice it immediately, but something has shifted. Now let us turn our attention to the body itself. Many people secretly resent their bodies. They feel betrayed by discomfort, frustrated by limitations, angry at symptoms that seem to appear without reason. This resentment is natural, but unspoken resentment weighs heavily on the very organs you wish to heal. Place your hands on the part of your body that has caused you the most worry. Rest your palms gently, without expectation. Whisper, dear body, I forgive you for not meeting every expectation. I know you have tried to protect me in your own way. Feel how these words soften you. They are medicine. The body softens when forgiven. It has been longing for this understanding. Now let us consider something else. Illness may have been a strict teacher. It slowed you when you rushed. It asked you to listen when you ignored yourself. It guided you to introspection when the world demanded outward attention. Though the lessons felt harsh, they brought you to this moment of awakening. Let us bless the teacher, not because the pain was pleasant, but because it brought wisdom. And now you may declare gently, the lesson is learned. I am ready for a gentler path. There is a type of self-blame that sits quietly in the corners of the heart. It whispers, if only I had done things differently. It says, I should have known better, or I waited too long, or I have ruined my chances. My darling, these thoughts are lies learned from a world that did not understand the grace of life. Life does not keep score. Life does not punish. Life offers endless opportunities to begin anew. Every morning the sun rises without asking what you did yesterday. Every breath is a fresh chance to choose again. If you have blamed yourself for your illness or your suffering, let today be the day you release that blame. Say, I forgive myself for not knowing what I know now. Say, I did the best I could with the awareness I had. These words free the heart from self-attack. Let us perform a small exercise together. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine standing before the old identity you have carried, the one that called itself the sick one, the weak one, or the wounded one. This identity was shaped by fear, by misunderstanding, by experiences that were heavier than you knew how to carry. It is not your true self. It is a coat you learn to wear. Imagine holding this old coat in your hands. It may feel heavy, it may feel worn, it may carry the scent of old beliefs. Now imagine placing it gently on the ground, not with anger, but with gratitude. Say, "Thank you for how you tried to protect me," and then step away. You are not discarding yourself. You are releasing a role that was never meant to be permanent. Now we will invite affirmations of release to enter your mind like a soft wind clearing old dust. I now choose to let go of the past. I forgive myself and others and am free. I release old pain with every breath. I allow new space for healing. Every exhale frees me a little more. Speak these phrases slowly. Let each one settle like a pebble dropped into still water. The ripples will continue long after the words fall silent. Releasing is not a single act. It is a gentle, ongoing softening, a loosening of the grip, a surrender of what was never yours to carry. The past can feel like a closed room with no windows, but forgiveness opens the door. Even cracked slightly, it lets light enter. You may feel that you are not ready to forgive completely, and that is all right. Forgiveness is not an event, it is a journey. It begins with willingness, a willingness to see yourself without condemnation, a willingness to see others through softer eyes. Now, imagine a memory that once hurt you deeply. You do not need to enter it fully. Stand at its edge and look at it from the vantage point of your present wisdom. Notice how much you have grown since then. Notice how much courage you have developed. Notice how you survived what you once thought impossible. This perspective alone begins the release. The body often holds on because the mind has not felt safe enough to let go. But now, in this peaceful moment, whisper to your body, "It is safe for us to release." Feel the way the breath responds. Feel the way the shoulders shift. The body responds to permission. Sometimes releasing the past requires mourning the life you once thought you would have. That is not weakness, it is honesty. You may grieve the lost years, the lost opportunities, the moments you believe were stolen from you. It is healthy to acknowledge this grief. When tears come, see them not as sorrow, but as cleansing. Tears wash the inner windows, they lighten the heart. Now place your hand gently over your abdomen or your chest, wherever the emotions gather most strongly. Tell your body it is safe to feel. It is safe to let go. If emotions rise, allow them. If they do not, trust that they will come in their own time. You are not forcing, you are creating space. Let me share something tender. Forgiveness does not condone harmful actions. Forgiveness does not erase the past. It frees you from carrying it. It restores your energy from the grip of old memories. It returns your power from the hands of those who once hurt you. It makes you sovereign again. When I speak of releasing others, I never ask you to pretend the hurt did not happen. I ask you to stop letting that hurt define you. The past cannot be rewritten, but you can rewrite your relationship to it. You can say, "This no longer shapes my identity." You can say, "I now claim my peace." Let us imagine another scene. You stand before a river. The water flows steadily, peacefully. In your hands you hold small stones, each representing an old hurt, an old belief, an old memory that no longer serves your healing. One by one, you drop them into the river. You watch the ripples carry them away. You feel lighter with each stone released. The river does not judge the stones, it simply carries them downstream. Releasing the past does not mean forgetting it. It means loosening its grip on your present. It means saying, "I am more than my memories." It means choosing not to re-enter old rooms of suffering. It means allowing the door to close gently behind you as you step toward something brighter. You may notice physical shifts as you release your breath, deepening, your stomach relaxing, your spine straightening. These shifts are signs of life returning to places where it once retreated. You are creating space inside your body for healing to take root, for new patterns to form, for the identity of the healed self to become your natural way of being. Let me give you a set of affirmations to support this sacred unburdening. I release what no longer serves me. I am willing to forgive and be free. My heart softens with every breath. The past is over and I am safe now. I welcome the light of renewal. Repeat them gently. The body hears every syllable. As you lighten your emotional load, you will notice that old tension begins to melt. The shoulders do not tighten as easily. The breath moves more freely. The stomach unclenches. The throat releases. This is not imagination. This is the body responding to inner peace. Pain often lives in places where forgiveness has not yet reached. Let us take a moment now to bless the past. Not for what it did, but for what it taught. Say softly, thank you for my growth. Say thank you for my strength. Say, I am ready to release you. Blessing the past seals the door through which you step. It allows you to walk forward without dragging the old stories behind you. Now take one final breath with me. Inhale deeply, drawing in life. Exhale slowly, releasing a piece of the past. With each breath, you shed another layer. With each breath, you grow lighter. With each breath, you reclaim space for healing. My darling, you have carried enough. Now let life carry you. My darling, now that we have walked together through remembering your wholeness, speaking lovingly to your body, living as the healed self, and releasing the burdens of the past, you stand at a doorway. It is a quiet doorway, not dramatic, not loud, but like a gentle threshold made of soft light. On one side is the life shaped by fear, by old identities, by memories you no longer wish to carry. On the other side is the life shaped by willingness, by gentleness, by trust, and by the truth that healing is happening now. Walking forward as the healed and free self does not require perfection. It requires intention. Intention is the quiet flame you carry in your heart, guiding you through each day. It says, I am choosing healing. It says, I am willing to see differently. It says, life and I walk together. When intention is present, healing cannot help but follow. Let us begin by creating morning rituals so simple that it becomes as natural as breathing. When you awaken, before your thoughts scatter, place your hand over your heart. Feel the warmth. Feel the steady rhythm that has carried you through every challenge. Whisper, today I live as one who is healing. Do not rush this. Let the words float gently inside you. Your body will receive them with gratitude. Next say, I am willing to see signs of improvement. Willingness opens pathways the mind once kept shut. It invites life to show you what can bloom. And then, the last part, I am healed and free in my spirit. This is not denial, it is truth. Your spirit has never been harmed, never been injured, never been touched by fear. When you speak these words, you align your body with the wisdom of your spirit. Now, as you rise from bed, move with presence. You do not need to rush. Healing does not bloom in haste. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the ground supporting you. You are not alone. You are being held. When you dress yourself, choose something that feels gentle, something that brings you a sense of peace. These small acts feed the identity you are becoming. Throughout your day, you will encounter many small moments that can either stir fear or nourish healing. A pause before eating, a moment of quiet before sleep, a rest between tasks. Each of these moments holds sacred potential. When you come to them, place your hand gently on the part of your body that feels tired or unsure and whisper, thank you. Gratitude brings the body out of tension. It invites peace to settle. When you drink water, imagine it cleansing old fear. When you eat, imagine the nourishment traveling to every cell. When you breathe, imagine the breath carrying healing energy to the places that need it most. These images are not fantasies, they are instructions. The body listens to every image you hold, and it responds. Now let me guide you into a simple inner picture of your future self, the self that stands whole, peaceful, radiant, with calm strength. This future self is not a stranger. She lives within you even now. Close your eyes if you can and imagine her standing before you. Her posture is open, her breath is easy, her eyes carry a light that feels familiar. She extends her hands toward you and says, "Thank you for believing before you saw." Spend time with this inner self. Visit her often, speak to her, ask her what she wants you to know, listen. Let her guidance shape your choices. She is the voice of your healed identity, and she will never lead you into fear. She knows the way home. There is a beautiful exercise I want to share with you, one that symbolizes your transition from fear to trust. Imagine you are standing in a dimly lit room. The walls are lined with old memories, old worries, old identities. You have lived in this room for many years, believing it was all there was. Now, in the corner, you see a doorway. A soft golden light glows from the other side. Walk toward this doorway in your imagination. Place your hand on the frame, breathe deeply, then step through. As you cross the threshold, imagine the heavy garments of your old identity slipping from your shoulders. They fall away effortlessly. What you step into is not fantasy. It is the room of peace, the room of possibility, the room of healing. Notice how the air feels lighter. Notice how your breath expands. This room has been waiting for you. We will now create a sequence of affirmations that strengthen your new life. Say them slowly. Let each one echo through your body. I am willing to heal. My body responds to love. Every day I feel more free. My heart opens to new possibilities. Peace strengthens every part of me. I am healed and free. These affirmations are companions. Speak them when you wake. Speak them when you prepare your meals. Speak them when you feel uncertain. Speak them when you are proud of yourself. They will guide you like small lanterns along your path. Healing is not linear. There will be days when you feel strong and days when you feel unsure. On the unsure days, treat yourself with even more kindness. When doubts arise, and they will place your hand over your heart and smile gently. Say, I see you, old fear. Thank you for trying to protect me, but I choose love now. Fear softens when acknowledged. It loosens when met with gratitude rather than resistance. Trust in life is a powerful healer. Life is not an indifferent force. Life is a loving presence that moves through every organ, every breath, every circumstance. It is always on your side. Even when things seem uncertain, life is guiding you toward wholeness. Lean into this trust. Whisper, life loves me. Whisper, I am safe in the arms of life. Whisper, I am guided. Healing happens in the small spaces between breaths, in the pauses between thoughts, in the quiet moments when you decide to choose peace instead of fear. It happens when you let softness take the place of tension. It happens when you choose a kinder interpretation of your sensations. It happens when you forgive the past, when you bless your body, when you allow yourself joy. As you walk forward, remember this truth. You were never truly broken. You were simply overwhelmed by experiences that taught you to shrink your light. But your light was never extinguished. It flickered quietly, waiting for this moment, waiting for your permission to grow again. Your willingness to see yourself as healed is the flame that brings your light back to life. Let us take a moment to close this part in peace. Place your hands over your heart once more. Feel your warmth. Feel your aliveness. Even now, healing is moving through you, softly, steadily, naturally. Whisper, I am healed and free. I am healed and free. I am healed and free. Let these words echo inside you like a soft bell. Life loves you, my darling. Life has always loved you. It has been waiting for you to meet it in trust. And now, as you walk forward, you do so with the full knowing that you are whole, you are supported, you are renewed, and you are free.